Today we're going to talk about what I wish I knew before I started to learn machine learning, AI, data science. I've done a crazy break from YouTube because a lot of things happened. As you know from Instagram, I moved from Munich, where I did my master's degree in biomedical computing, and I moved to Baltimore to work at Hopkins University on an eye surgery robot. But because I received a scholarship, a fellowship from Munich to start my PhD, I actually had to move back just after 5 months. So now I'm back in Munich. So in this video, I partnered with Coursera because Coursera helped me a lot. I think I did the first Coursera course like 2017. They're really good if you want to learn a lot of things on your own without going to university, or as a complementary to your university degree like I did. What I've talked about in previous videos is to have a good math foundation, and that is key. It doesn't really matter in which AI field you're going to go into, if it's computer vision or natural language processing, or if you just want to work with like big data. The issue I had was that when I took linear algebra in my undergrad, I didn't pay enough attention because I didn't think I would choose this career path, and I didn't really care that much about it. If you have the ability to do an undergrad, focus in on maybe computer science mixed with math. If you're not going to take the undergrad route, or you already did an undergrad but as me need to refresh some linear algebra, there's so many online courses. For example, Coursera has most of the courses that you need. There's one which is called Mathematics for Machine Learning, which is taught by the Imperial School of London. So that is definitely a good tip I have. And there's also other courses on YouTube. You can just, search for linear algebra. If I would recommend Coursera or YouTube, in this case, I would recommend Coursera because they do have follow-up questions and different tasks that you can work with. Of course, if you paid a little bit for a course package, then, the probability that you will actually complete and focus on the material is a little bit higher. So, it depends a little bit how motivated you are. So the next thing is that you need to have a good Python knowledge. The thing is that I accidentally basically learned Python during my first semester in my undergrad. Since that was the first language I learned, I basically continued using it a lot and perfected. But I didn't know that would be necessary for me now when I discovered, machine learning and AI and building my career. I think coding is pretty hard to just learn on your own if you do not have any other experience. Because if you're coming into coding completely new, how would you structure your learning? Because you don't really know what's in this world, right? So I think 2018, I did a Python course at Coursera. Did this kind of medium/expert kind of course just to, perfect my Python a little bit more. But for you, that is a beginner, there's a course, Python for Everyone, which is held by the University of Michigan that you can do on Coursera. All the courses I've linked here below in my bio, so you can just go there. And then when you're already being guided and you know the basics, you can start doing your own project. Then it's interesting to go to a website called kaggle.com because they have a lot of different data that you can use to build your own models with Python. Another thing that I did not know when going into machine learning is that there's basically 3 main paths. So one is what I call big data. It's usually when you work for maybe banking, investment companies, insurance companies, or different kind of media companies. There you analyze big data, customer behaviors, where you maybe use simpler machine learning models and not always deep learning, but that I usually call big data kind of thing. Then we have what I call the NLP route, when you usually work with text. And that is its own, subfield. And then we have what I call computer vision, where you work with imaging and videos. There is one course on Coursera that is called Applied AI, which is held by IBM. And there, you will be able to do some chatbots, so NLPs and computer vision. You will be able to understand a little bit of every different subject. So that's definitely something I would recommend to take after the math module and the Python module. So Applied AI by IBM. And then, for example, if you do like big data more, there's one by Hopkins on Coursera, which is called just data science. They focus a lot on the path that I call big data. So you should check that out as well. So the reason why I like Coursera a lot and why I personally, during my learning journey, used a lot of Coursera courses is that when you do pay a small amount for a course, you do stay more consistent, you concentrate better, because psychologically, you don't want to waste the money, right? But if I start a YouTube course, I might not always complete it. So everybody has different mindset. This is my learning journey, and this is what I would recommend you to do because it worked really well for me. And it was always a competition because after each module in the Coursera courses, you usually have, questionnaires. They will quiz you on the previous lecture and stuff like that. So you also wanted to stay alert in order to actually get a good result on the quizzes afterwards. If you're very eager to learn and you have no problems in managing your schedule and being super focused, then go for YouTube, but I would recommend to stay on course with Coursera. That actually rhymed a bit. Was not my intention. So that was all for me. If you have any questions, just comment below, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Bye!